Welcome back, and joining us is Anand Vardharajan of Tata Asset Management. Thank you so much, Anand, for joining in. Very, very happy festivities to you. That time of the year when everybody is buying gold in whatever way they can, but the gold prices are trading at an all-time highs. Anand, I have to start by asking you on what is your sense with the gold prices? How are you reading this rise?
I think you'll have to step back a bit, Manisha, and see what's really happening in the last couple of years. I think ever since this Ukraine-Russia war started, if you were to look at central banks, especially Chinese central banks, they held a lot of their reserves in US treasuries, approximately about $1.3 trillion way back in March 22. That number today stands at half of that 1.3, so roughly 650 odd billion dollars. If you were to look at the Chinese central bank, they've been steadily increasing their gold reserves. I think the last quarter or so, their reserves have gone up from 5-6% to about 7-8%. Which, just for context, if I were to give you some numbers, India holds roughly about 13-14% of our reserves in gold. Germany holds roughly 78% of their reserves in gold. And China, like I mentioned, is 8% in gold. So you can imagine that, this is something which perhaps could play out in a manner where gold could continue to kind of keep looking solid over the next, medium to long term.
Anand, the people have started treating gold now as an asset class, also as a financial instrument, and that is where exactly the ETFs come in. And we've seen very, very strong buying happen in the month of September. I know it's too early to ask, but is October going the same way?
Yeah, just for context, I think if you were to look at August numbers in ETF, gold ETF alone saw about 2,300 crores of net flows. That number in September stands at 8,300 crores. We've seen a 4x jump, Manisha. And I think if you were to look at what's really happening is you are seeing physical gold prices shooting up. That is perhaps increasing a lot of interest in the asset class, and there is demand for paper gold as well, which is coming into ETFs. ETFs by nature will then have to back it with physical gold. So again, they went and bought more of physical gold. And it's a bit of a circular thing which keeps happening, each trying to catch each other's tail. So which is why I think the interest levels are so high as far as gold is concerned.
Anand, how many new participants would you say have joined in when it comes to ETFs?
I think the number remains more or less the same. I think it's just the retail interest in gold, especially precious metals as a category. We've seen the volumes going up. We've seen a 4x kind of a jump month on month in gold and silver, which is quite heartening.
Anand, how are you reading into also the ticket size here? Because we understand retail would do SIP and they have a measured one. Have you seen big lump sums come into the space too?
Yeah, I think we are seeing all types. SIPs are also strong, and so are lump sum investments. There is a bit of a FOMO which we are seeing in parts. As a matter of abundant caution, we chose to hence restrict flows into our silver ETF because there were supply side challenges that we were seeing in as far as silver was concerned. Especially on the FOF side, we thought, it'll be prudent and in the interest of our investors to then limit or restrict flows there.
And that's exactly what I was coming to next, because silver ETFs have seen a shutdown, not just from Tata, but various other funds as well. If I can count it right, maybe 3 or 4 in total as of now are not offering it. We've seen huge premiums. I mean, anywhere between 5,000 to at its peak at 25,000 rupees per kg as well. So that perhaps counts for around 16-17%. Is that getting better? Because yesterday was perhaps the first of the days in many that we did see premiums come off a bit.
Yeah, some semblance of cooling off yesterday, you're right. But we'll have to wait and watch because physical, silver supply has to keep pace with the rising demand. I think, like Manisha, this is really peak season for precious metals as we get closer to Diwali, and this demand could further accentuate as time progresses. So one has to really see whether physical supplies really start keeping pace, and whether this premium that you spoke about, whether that is narrowing or not. That's really a function. We really believe that this is a temporary dislocation that we are seeing, and
Sure.
hopefully, as time progresses, this should get normalized.
So Anand, you're saying that you'll want to watch some more time before you can bring the ETF buying back yet again.
Yes, that's right.
All right. Anand, as always, thank you so much for joining in and making sense of how India is buying into its ETFs, whether it's gold and silver. Very, very strong numbers. And of course, some action that we saw come in for silver ETFs as well, where new, bigger investments are discontinued at this point in time. And as Anand tells us, we'll want to look at for some more time before we restart there. Thank you so much for your time. And with that, it's a short break. When we come back, we'll talk about markets and stock specifics on the other side.